Alright, welcome everybody to another new weather video. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, subscribe if you want more of these videos, and let's get right into this video. So we're still dealing with her major hurricane Melissa still. Um it did go through Jamaica today. I did watch that whole interaction today. Um Unfortunately, there is catastrophic damage that has went on there. It is very significant. It's probably one of the. We don't know the scale yet, but there's quite a bit of damage there. Um, so, uh, so yeah, I'll show you where it took a path and stuff. Today. So, but yeah. So Jamaica is now under tropical storm warning because they are dealing with tropical storm force winds still. Cuba is still under a hurricane warning because it is about to make landfall there in a matter of an hour or so. The Bahamas is now under hurricane warnings because after it leaves Cuba, it will make its way towards the Cuba. Uh, Bermuda is now under a hurricane watch because the storm will be close to making landfall around Thursday night. I don't know how close it can get. The eyewall could get here, or the eyewall could go straight over the island, but they are in the path. So, and then we got southern Bahamas under a tropical storm watch, and we have the Dominican Republic that is still under tropical storm warning. Tropical storm warning here, and parts of Cuba a little bit under tropical storm warning because of the tropical storm force winds still. So, there's that. Right. Oh, hang on. Right now, we are still dealing with one. It dropped down to 125, but it entered in the water, so now it's re-strengthening again. It is now up to 130 miles per hour, so it's back to a category 4 hurricane. So at landfall today, winds it will reach up to 185 miles per hour. Didn't break any records, or it didn't. I don't think it broke any records around the winds, but it was very close. Pressure wise, it's the I think for pressure wise, it was the second most strongest hurricane on in the Atlantic. Um, Competing with uh uh Rita. I think Rita. So, which is absolutely crazy to think. It beat Katrina. It beat Katrina's uh, pressure gradient, and it was tied with it was tied with the Labor Day hurricane. So in my opinion, it's just nuts. So so uh so right now the eye wall is literally right there, but like I said, I'll show you guys when we head towards that direction. The Mercury Republic could get another 4 to 6 inches before all said and done. This dark green that you see all through here is 2 to 4 inches. Right here around Cuba is they could get another 12 to 16 inches of rain before it's all said and done. This dark orange here, which includes Jamaica, could get another foot of rain on top of what they already got. And this darker green and darker shaded color here is 6 to 8 inches. Um, so Jamaica could get another 6 to 8 inches too, and they could end up with another 4 to 6 inches before all is said and done. So yeah, locally this could be higher than 16 inches. I wouldn't. There's in my what I was seeing today, seemed like the storm surge was the worst thing, and rainfall because of all the mudslides and stuff. There's gonna be a lot of communities, a lot of areas down in Jamaica area that are gonna be cut off for a while, a long time, because of the amount of rainfall that was dropped there today. So it was It was probably 2 feet or more that got dropped down in Jamaica today, or even more. So, and then up towards the Bahamas here, this island here and Long Island here could get up to a foot or more of rain right across here. These island, this part of the island here could get 6 to 8 inches, and then if you're on this side of the islands here, you could get 4 to 6 inches, and if you're on this side of Bahamas here, 2 to 4, and if you're on this island and this island, you could get 1 to 2 inches of rain. So, yeah, that's the whole discussion here for that today. So yeah, we are going to go and go to right here. No, okay. So yeah, so as you can see here, we have major category 4. Melissa about to slam right dunk into southern Cuba, has already went through Jamaica, and it will eventually make its way across the Bahamas. So there's that, and then right here is pretty much our cold front, which is making this thing making this thing go out to sea now. It's finally moving after several days of being stalled in the Caribbean and becoming a 185 mile per hour major Cat 5 hurricane with a pressure of 892, I think. 92 or 95. So, yeah, it was going for um Rita or something like that. Rita had back in 2005 was 880 millibar pressure. So I'm pretty sure if Jamaica wasn't there and this thing was starting to move, I'm pretty sure it would have. Reached that category. I'm pretty sure it would have reached somewhere in there, which would be nuts. So yeah. So as this storm system moves out, you know what? Let's play it out. Let's do something here. So right here we have our low pressure system here with our cold front here and our warm front like that. We have another storm system over here with pretty much our cold front like that and our warm front like that. And this eventually is going to go out to C2. This is going to go out to C here. So yeah. With this system here and this system here, there is no way of this reaching the U.S. It's impossible. So, but we are not out of the woods yet because we have to watch this area very closely over the next few weeks because it could spawn out a random hurricane because you have low pressure systems like this and like this that go this way and they go that way and they spin around. It's called the gyro effect. Sometimes they spawn out random hurricanes. Like reference, we had actually technically Molten came out of the Pacific. Hang on. Molten came out of the Pacific here. It went up like that and did something like that. That's what Molten did. Hurricane Michael came out of here. Started about as it was developing here, and it went up like that. And we had another hurricane that that actually went up and hit Florida like that. So yeah, so this right here could get active during the beginning of November. So for the next 2 weeks of November it could be very active. Um, this this right here is pretty much not gonna do anything. So we're not really worried about it. But there is, but I don't think it's doing away. I don't think it's doing anything. So if anything happens, they'll likely get taken off by the trough anyways. So yeah, there's that. So here we go. We have major hurricane Melissa here. We have right now the uh yeah, let me stop it. So this updates like every minute or so. So but yeah, with that being said, as you can see here, we have we have high blossoming clouds here, which indicates that the storm is is now strengthening. But the way the storm went today was it, which was which went like that, and now it's going up like that. Um, so 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 technically, it can take a track like that. So now the question. But yeah, right now we have the eye trying to clear. We have all this wrapped around uh clouds trying to wrap around and reshape, which in my opinion is very, very fascinating because it's been over the land for several hours today, and by the time I got to right here, the eye collapsed. The eye closed up, and now it's reopened because it's in very, very, very warm waters again, and it's collecting all that water, and it's trying to get it organized before slam dunking into Cuba. I would say right now this area right here of Cuba is probably getting tropical storm force wind before the hurricane force winds start making its way onto Cuba. So there's that. So here we go. Uh we have uh, uh Melissa here. We have this low pressure system here, which is gonna take Melissa here and drag it off. So yeah, as you guys can see here, eventually that trough goes, but eventually that low pressure goes away. Eventually, we're gonna have cold air like that coming out of Canada, sweeping down, which this hurricane here is going to bring cold air to the northeast over the next several days. I don't think there's I don't think there's going to be very much. I think there's going to be quite a bit of rip currents right across the board for the few days. So eventually, good eye goes out to sea, and it uh becomes just a regular storm system for absolutely nobody. So there you go. But like I said, seems like November 6th, something might pop out for the GFS model, but eventually dissipates. And no, it's not rare to get something coming out of this area and another system maybe November 11th. So it's interesting what it's popping out down here. Like so, got her down here. So she goes out to sea. So And then for the next 144 minutes, down here, nothing on the European model, which is very interesting. Let's see if it wants to pop up anything. But the European model, it's showing on the 12Z something interesting, developing right in here. Something interesting developing right up in there. So like I said, it's developing something right in there that we have to watch. Because as you guys can see here, it has a little bit of of a little bit of winds that pop up there, but it eventually just dissipates. And it's probably because of the wind shear down here, likely because of the wind shear or dry air. So it eventually moves up, and then yeah. So let's check with the 18Zs, see if it's popping up anything right in there. Yeah, see what I mean? Nothing. So all up in here with the 18Z, absolutely nothing. So there could be something, there could be not within the next 2 weeks of November. We'll just have to wait and see here. Wait and see what happens. So I think starting tomorrow, we will go back to regular weather forecasting coverage of the U.S. So if you haven't yet, please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning for a video. Peace.